Hello.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Okay,
Hello.
so
How are
yes,
you?
yes, yes, good. What about you?
Yeah, I'm also good.
So you are from Bangalore or from here are you?
I'm
Jaipur.
from Jaipur.
Jaipur. Okay, so you did
Yeah.
CDAC as well, correct?
What?
You did CDAC as well, correct?
Sorry.
CDAC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I was in CDAC. How do you know?
I am checking your resume.
Okay.
Ah,
Sorry, I forgot I mentioned that in my.
okay. And when you pass out
Sorry.
your BTech,
It was in 2014.
okay, and then what you did for 2014 to how much experience you have?
3 years, 3.5 years. So
But
let me tell you my journey for after the BTech.
Mhm.
So after the BTech, we were doing a business. My family was doing a business about the like mining.
Hmm.
Okay, so I joined them, and in the meantime, in my free time, I was
Mhm.
also preparing for the government job. Like I was specifically preparing for the civil services.
Okay.
And then years passed by, and what do you say? Like I didn't get the job in the government exam. I was doing good in the family business, but then the corona
Mhm.
hit us, and the business was closed.
Mhm.
I decided to why shouldn't I join my own field. So like previously, what I was doing is I was also teaching in a school for the temporary basis. Like for 2-3 hours, I was teaching in the school. It's
Okay.
nearby. So, it would just to think that it would help me in my preparations,
Mhm.
because the basics would be clear there. Then. So like all the things have closed in the corona. I tried to get in my field. Fortunately enough, I was able to get a job, decent job in a startup,
Okay.
product-based startup in Jaipur itself. Worked there for 1 year, then got a better offer from my current company, then joined here. And it's been 2 years since I have been working in my current company.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. That's my whole story.
Okay. That is fine. So, okay. So you're working with the Angular or React?
Angular, an
Okay.
Angular.
Okay. So you have knowledge about React as well.
I'm not confident enough to like give interview in React right now.
Yeah. So that
So
was
I
the
have
next
basic
question
knowledge.
because you have mentioned knowledge of JS as well, React JS as well, correct? So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
why I also got confused. So what exactly you are looking right now for Angular or for React? So
Specifically for the Angular, because I have 3 years of Angular experience, and we can say 1 year of Node experience. Like I'm in a service-based company,
okay.
and I've been promoted as a senior developer there. So
Mm-hmm.
like the thing is, when there is some project came and nobody is there to work on those tech, I get up and I said that I will do that.
Okay.
So that's why I get to work on Nest.js as well,
Mm-hmm.
on SQL and React as well. So
Okay.
yeah,
So that is good actually. You are doing at least learning some new things as well with Angular. Okay.
yeah.
So fine. So you have 3.1 3 years of experience, one, correct? How much it is total?
Yes.
3.2 or 1 or 3 only?
If we include this month, the August month,
Mm-hmm.
it would be 3.1 year,
Okay.
3 year 1 month.
Okay. Okay. And from this mock interview, what you are expecting from my side means what things are you are looking right now with a mock?
So, like, the main motive when I scheduled this interview was like
Mm-hmm.
to crack the Infosys interview,
Okay.
uh, which was scheduled on 2nd of September. But
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, what you say, like, unfortunately, like, when I scheduled my interview
Mm-hmm.
on 2nd of September, they sent me a link that saying that you should schedule your interview and fill all the details. I filled all the details, scheduled
Mm-hmm.
my interview on 2nd September. and just after 2 days, like
Mm.
then I received a email saying that you are not selected or something like that. I was confused. I am confused till now, why
Mm.
they have like go to the hassle of doing all the things, getting my application and all the things, but then suddenly they canceled the interview. So
Okay.
can you like tell me how why it happens?
No, maybe they have some plans to have the new recruit for that project, but somehow that project might get delay or that get cancelled. So sometimes they do kind of those things.
Or
And
does it like because of my gap?
maybe we can say.
So what should be my
So how much do you know about the JavaScript and TypeScript? Means what is the TypeScript first of all?
so TypeScript is a subset of JavaScript. You can say that. So
Subset or
we
superset?
superset, sorry, not
Okay.
superset, superset of JavaScript, and we have added types and types on the in uh, with addition to the JavaScript function in the
Mm-hmm.
TypeScript. So like added the extra security and type checking in the JavaScript.
Okay. So you have started your career as Angular developer, correct?
Right. Yes.
Okay. So by chance you write HTML, CSS as well? Means you do
Yeah.
for responsive design and all or not?
I have an idea. I have some idea about the responsive design. I went like used to do able to do that because we have a design team in our company right now. But like I know what how to make the design responsive.
Okay. So
We can
okay,
define
okay,
media queries in our CSS file, and that's
okay. So have you heard about DOM? What is DOM? DOM means what it is exactly.
yeah, DOM. It is the screen we are seeing in our browser
Mm-hmm.
at that time, at that particular time. That is called DOM.
Okay. And if you want to access the DOM, how can you access the DOM?
Windows. We have an object called Windows. So like
Window.
yeah, Windows. Window
Okay.
dot back.
Okay. And what about document? Have you tried with the document?
Document dot get. We used to get the element with the reference of ID and class to the document. So that is document dot get element by query, get element by ID, these kind of things.
Correct. Okay. So do you know the phase where the CSS is applied to the DOM? Means when you write a class, okay, and you pass
Mhm.
some styles to your class. So how the DOM knows that this class should be applied to this element? Means what? Do you know that whole phase? How the browser knows that this should be applied here? So when you say the DOM is nothing but the it loads to the browser, correct? But how it look like means yeah, I can hear you. Okay. So read about the DOM and how the CSS get applied to the your DOM and kind of correct.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yep.
DOM.
Okay. So yep. And do you know what is ES6?
Yeah, ES6 is the version of JavaScript, we can say,
Mm-hmm.
and we have like the developers have added some new features in the ES6 for so like
Mm-hmm.
arrow function there, let and const is very let and const keyword is there, and some other things are also added in the ES6 version.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other thing do you know about ES6?
Spread operator was there, rest operator, three dots
So
has been added.
have you tried to import some JS file in another JS file?
Yeah, we can do that.
So, do you know what is the term we use for that? So, okay, so that is module. So ES6 modules. So you can export your some of the class, then object or your functions to from one file to, and you can import it to the another file. So that is ES6 modules. Okay, okay. So if I want to copy some object to another object, so how can I do that?
We can use the spread operator.
Okay,
Like we will just write down the if it is an object, like we can curly use the curly braces and three dots, then the name of the object. So it would be copied.
okay. So any other? Do you know?
Any other thing is we can simply use the concat if it is an array.
No, we're talking about object. So object.assign is there. So do you know anything about it?
That yeah, object dot assign can do
Okay.
that.
Okay. So while talking about the spread operator, if you are using the curly brace and the spread symbol over there, and you are copying the uh, old object to new object, correct? So what type of copy it
Mhm.
would be? Deep copy or shallow copy?
It would be I think it would be shallow copy.
So okay. So first of all, what is the difference between both deep copy and shallow copy?
So shallow copy would you copy all the things, but only the objects, and deep copy would copy all the object with the functions as well, like with the method. Because I haven't prepared for the JavaScript part.
Okay. Read about it
Sorry,
because that is the common question.
these are the common questions.
Yes.
I read about the closures and the common questions you can say.
No, see, so it is, see, so you have told me, so see, the question comes from your answer only. I asked you to copy one object to another object, okay? So you told me we can use a spread operator, okay? So see what happens, मैं अभी हिंदी में बताता हूँ तुमको ये। तो कभी भी आप जब
हाँ
आंसर
हाँ
करते हो
ठीक।
ना, तो ऐसा आंसर बताओ कि उसका आपको काउंटर क्वेश्चन अगर आए तो आपको वो भी पता रहे। अभी मैंने क्या पूछा आपको कि कॉपी कैसे करेंगे, करेक्ट? और
हम्म,
आपने क्या बोला कि स्प्रेड ऑपरेटर यूज करेंगे, ठीक है? तो ठीक है, वो करेक्ट है कि वो कर सकते हैं। लेकिन मैंने अभी क्या पूछा कि अगर स्प्रेड हम यूज कर रहे हैं तो कौन से टाइप का कॉपी रहेगा, क्योंकि आप ही के आंसर में मैंने क्वेश्चन बना दिए। तो ऐसे मोस्टली मैं करता हूँ और ऐसे ही मैं क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ। मेरे पास क्वेश्चन का लिस्ट विस्ट कहाँ पे भी नहीं है। मैं मेरे को जो लगता है ना कि ये पूछना चाहिए इतने एक्सपीरियंस को, तो मैं क्वेश्चन सीधा पूछ लेता हूँ। लेकिन ये जो चीजें
yes
है ना, तुम रियल टाइम एप्लीकेशन में लिखते हो, लेकिन हम ना वो रियलाइज नहीं कर पाते हम क्या लिख रहे हैं कोड में, मतलब इसका मीनिंग क्या होता है। ठीक है ना? तो अगर तुमको प्रमोशन, देखो क्या होता है ना, जब तुम प्रमोशन के लिए पूछते हो ना, तो कंपनी एक्सपेक्ट ऑल दिस थिंग्स फ्रॉम यू, ओके? सो मतलब तुम कोड लिख रहे हो ठीक है, लेकिन तुमको कोड का अंडरस्टैंडिंग है क्या, वो इंटरनली कर क्या रहा है, वो सब चीजें अगर तुमको प्रॉपर पता रहेंगे ना, तो कंपनीज ही देखती है कि नहीं, इसको बंदे को अच्छे से पता है, तो इसको हम प्रमोट कर पाएंगे। आप प्रिपेयर करोगे ना, तो समझ लो, मैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन अभी आपको ना एक पूछने वाला हूँ फंक्शन करिंग का। तो मैं उसको क्या पूछूंगा, अब ये करिंग क्या होता है, आप अभी मुझे कुछ ना कुछ बताओ कि ये हम एक फंक्शन बनाएंगे, उसको एक पैरामीटर पास करें, उसके अंदर एक फंक्शन पास करेंगे, वो अंदर वाला रिटर्न
हम्म,
करेंगे, ठीक है? तो फिर
हम्म,
मैं आपका नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन क्या दूंगा कि एक मैं आपको मतलब फंक्शन करिंग के लिए एक एग्जांपल लिखने के लिए बोलूंगा, ठीक है? तो उसको करिंग क्यों क्यों बोलते हैं, मतलब ऐसे वो चलता है एक्चुअली इंटरव्यू। मतलब तुम्हारे ही आंसर से मैं क्वेश्चन
okay.
बना सकता हूँ, हर हर आंसर का। मतलब मैं ना थोड़ा अभी धीरे धीरे आपको जावास्क्रिप्ट पे डीप में लेके जाने वाला था, इवेंट लूप तक जाने वाला था मैं भी। मतलब अभी आपका बेसिक चीजें हो गई, ये सिक्स क्या रहता है वो पता चल गया मेरे को।
Event loop, I know
हाँ,
event loop.
तो हमको उधर ही जाना है अभी थोड़ी थोड़ी देर में। तो देखो, प्रिपेयर करोगे ना तो ऐसे प्रिपेयर करो कि सामने वाले ने अगर काउंटर क्वेश्चन पूछा ना, तो आप उसके लिए भी प्रिपेयर रहो, क्योंकि ना आपके ही आंसर में क्वेश्चन रहता है हर चीज का, ठीक है ना? ओके सो, spread operator creates a deep copy, but if you don't have the nested objects inside it. So I have posted one reel in the Instagram as well, and the same video on the YouTube as well. Okay, so you can check that as well. So you will know that how the spread operator works in the nested objects. So it would be a shallow copy in that case. So try to create small example for that. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
try to create a small example for you to know how it works. Okay, so
Okay.
I will skip the function currying now. So if I
Uh,
ask you to remove the duplicates from the array, so how you will do it?
I'll just do a loop. No, it's. I think there is a function in the array which
Which
is
function?
used. Sorry, there is a
Reduce.
function. I'm pretty sure to remove the duplicate. Find unique. There was. I'm quite not sure, but I'm pretty sure that there is a function for removing duplicate.
No, there is no function.
So if you want to do it programmatically, then we need to put a loop here.
There is
Any
a,
loop.
see, there are couple of functions, but those are not the array function. Okay, we can use the set operator, but that is not the part of your array. Okay, set operator, I mean to say. Okay, and
Okay.
another way we can use a filter, and you will check that element is present or not in your array.
In
index of with index of,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah,
So these are the two way. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
So
I know that the filter one.
yeah, but inside filter, you are not gonna get the duplicates array, na? So only filters you cannot do, correct? You are saying that there is something to
Mhm.
check get the duplicates, correct? But that is not the part of. Okay, so have you used a map in your project?
Yeah, I sometimes use, but mostly I use filter, find, these kind of things like
But
array.
when you use a map,
We use a map when we like to change each value of the array.
are you
Okay,
sure?
so like
To
yeah,
changing the array values, we use only map.
element array elements. Sorry,
So what is the return type of map? Means what it returns.
it returns the array itself, like the element of element. Like when we use a map, it does some process or function what we have defined in the map, and then returns the mutated, we can say, mutated array,
Okay, so it
like
returns you the transformed array. Okay. So whatever,
transformed array.
yep, whatever action you perform on your array, it will return the transform array. Correct. Okay. So now what is difference between for each and map? What for each returns?
For each return. So for each would return the exact. Both of them return the array, but
So
one would return the original array.
have
One would return.
have you tried to return something from for each? For each don't return anything. For each returns
Yeah.
undefined. Okay. So
Okay.
yep, no problem, no problem, sir. Okay. So just note down all these things, codes means questions, so you can relate those things in the your real interviews as well. Okay. So okay, in Angular you use ng for, correct?
Right.
So what is the syntax you write over there?
So we would start with the star and the for,
Hmm.
and to the let then the name of the object
Hmm.
we want to, then of, and then the name of the array or the iterable what we say. Then if you want to get the index as well,
Wait,
then
now
we
wait. That is fine. That is fine. So what is difference between for off and for in?
for off and for in.
Yes.
So the difference is the iterable of both. Like for in, for if we say for in, it would
Mm-hmm.
iterate over the index of the object. Like if we have object, then the key of the object, each
Mm-hmm.
key of the object. If we have array, the index of the array, and the for off loop would iterate over the value. So uh, if we are having an object, then it would iterate over the value of the particular key.
Okay.
And yeah, and in case of array, it would also like iterate over the value one, two.
Okay. Yeah. Correct. Okay. So, have you used a promise in your project?
Yeah, I agree.
So when you use a promise,
Promise is used to like when we want to wait for the certain action to get done before executing the other task. So we want to use like a get data from somewhere. Like we want to do some transformation into our data, and we want our code to wait for that particular transformation and then carry on with the uh, execution part. We can use that in the mm, at that part. Then we will use promise.
okay. So what are the types of promise we have?
Promise. I only know the first type. Promise is where you are talking about the observable as well, or
No, no.
only the first.
Promise all settle, promise raise.
I didn't know that the types of
Okay.
promise are there.
Okay. Okay. Read about those ones.
Sorry, yeah.
Yep. Okay. You see, so I'm not asking the late, what is the difference between late cons, because those things are expected from you too. You should know,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, yeah.
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 So those things I don't want to be waste our time on those things. So
Mhm.
I'm giving you the exact problem. So because your experience is 3 years, okay. So companies might give you bit the depth questions. That is why I'm trying to ask you more ES6 question rather than using the how to do this and all those things.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So we'll move to Angular now.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Hello.
but hello, hi Said. So we'll start with first. Sorry, we'll start with Angular now. Okay. So what you have not mentioned the version in Angular in your skill. So what version you are working right now?
I'm working on Angular 10, right?
Angular 10.
Angular 10. Yeah.
Okay. So all the projects are in Angular 10, or those are some lower versions?
I have worked on Angular 8 and 10. I used Angular 11 once as well. But the thing is, I haven't used the features which are additionally used. Many of the features. So,
Okay. So okay. So do you know what is difference between authentication and authorization?
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
authentication is when we are making the user log in
Hmm.
to identify if it is authentic or not. If the person is uh, a real person, a real user of our website or not. And authorization is when the person, the user is going to a URL or trying to see some data from the source of our website. And is he allowed to do that? We can have multiple type of roles for the user, admin or user,
Okay.
normal user. Mhm.
So
So
okay. So if you want to implement the authorization in our Angular, so how can we do that?
authorization, right?
Hmm. Means someone should not have access for some route. So how you do that?
So so for route we can write guards in
Mm-hmm.
our routing file, and for the resource we can send the token to the backend, and the server would decide if it is authorized yet.
Okay. But in your client side, how you will know that? So this is authenticated or not? So server should respond something to you, correct? Some flags to you.
Right.
So depend upon that, you will redirect the user to some other screen. Suppose someone shouldn't have access,
Others.
so he should redirect to some other URL, correct?
Right. Right. We can
Yeah.
use the guard, right?
Okay. So do you know what kind of guards were used for this?
Can activate, can load.
Okay.
And recently, in recent Angular version, we have a new guard. Confused what its name, but it is the mix of can activate and can load. A new
Okay.
guard.
Okay. Yep. Okay. That is fine. Okay. Okay. So in Angular, we have first of all, tell me how Angular application runs in the DOM. Means what process it does while loading the your code into the browser.
So first of all, the index.html file is loaded, and Angular by default bootstrap all the application, and it loads all the necessary modules, and all the eagerly loaded, we can say, eagerly loaded modules from our app, and then paints the DOM.
Okay.
So index.html file calls the main file, and the PS, then it calls our root component, which is usually app.component, and
Mm-hmm.
then if we have other routes and
So
definition that goes on.
yeah,
Yeah.
so those are the part of your modules, NG module, correct? Okay, so if I don't want to
Mhm.
load the Angular app component, instead of that, I want to load some other component. So how can I do that?
We have defined sorry, the selector of we have used we use selector of our app component
Mm-hmm.
in our index file, in the main file or in index file. Yeah, somewhere in there. So we can change what do you say, the selector, and we can go to another other you can say, module as well. So it would not load the our app
Mm-hmm.
app component and app module, and it would load other module if we define that.
Okay. So when you run your command ng build and ng serve, so what is difference between both?
So ng build would make build in our in dist folder in our application, where all the files has been compiled to run
Okay.
compiled and they are ready to serve on our
Production ready.
server. Okay, the production ready.
Okay.
Yeah. So the
So
browser would be able to.
okay. So how the ng build works? Means when you write ng build, from here it knows that I need to create a disk now and I want to create this bundle file. So do you know from here it fix all those things?
Like we have a compiler in Angular.
Yeah, but
Right now it's
see,
Ivy. Yes, sir.
yeah. So yeah, I will tell you. But see, when you write ng serve as well, there are some couple of commands we have written somewhere. So depend upon that, your code get runs. So that I'm
Mhm.
asking. So do you know where we write all those things?
In package JSON,
Sorry,
the commands package
Angular.json. Angular.json.
package.
No, no,
Oh,
I'm
okay,
not
sorry.
asking
Yeah, yeah.
command. I'm not asking command. That is fine. You write the command in ngserve, ngbuild in package.json. But when
Hmm.
you hit that command, what the Angular does for you means how the Angular knows that I need to do these steps that I was asking. So that is part of
Yeah, yeah.
your
In
Angular.json.
Angular.json, right, right. So we have the all the configuration there for the each and every command. Like for the star, we have different things. For the build, we have different things. So we can define our own options and we can say architecture of our command.
Okay, yep. So that is fine. Okay. So okay, we'll move to the next question then. So have you got some errors, course errors somewhere in your code while writing the application? Course error.
Yeah, cross origin error, right? So
Okay.
it happens when we are trying to where our backend and the front end are in like different you can say security level, we can say. If we run our application in HTTPS and our server is in HTTP,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so it would throw the error that it's a course error, cross origin. So when we are trying to connect HTTP or to HTTPS, like one
Mm-hmm.
of our front end or back end is in HTTP and the other one is on HTTPS, then the server will throw an error, mostly because of this.
Okay.
And
So you got errors because of your HTTP or HTTPS or something else?
yeah,
No, I'm asking.
yeah, yes, we get error because of that.
So see, it is not depend upon your protocol. It is because you are getting that error because you have different domains. Your server is on some other place. Okay, so your server name is suppose google.com. Okay, and you are trying to access the data from localhost. So your domain is now localhost, but you are accessing google.com. So this is mismatch. So depend upon that your Chrome browser gives you the course error because it was not allowed to do those things. So it is not related to your HTTP, HTTPS. It is related to your domain, what domain you are using. So that is the things.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Okay. So next question is related to performance. Okay. So if I want to improve the performance of your Angular application, so what are the steps we have to follow?
For our performance in our production or the normal
Anywhere,
desktop
anywhere,
process.
anywhere.
We can like for the performance, we try to like use the lazy loading. One of the thing is lazy loading.
Hmm.
All right, and tree shaking is there in the production.
What is
So,
T checking?
tree shaking is basically when we build the application, build our application, it removes
Hmm.
all unnecessary packages and commands and all the other things which are not required in it. So just like a tree which have some leaves, sukhi hui leaves.
Okay.
So when we shake the tree, all the unnecessary branches and
Mm-hmm.
leaves will fall off the tree.
Okay.
So only that is the.
Okay. So have you heard about smart component and dumb components? No.
I might have an idea, but I am not used to get the exact name of the particular thing.
Yeah.
So
Read about it.
the smart company. Yeah.
Yep, both. Okay. Okay. So now again, I'm not asking the common question like how we can pass data from component to service, service to component, and then rendering into the DOM. So how
Mhm.
can we bind the data then again to with the pipes, then async pipes, all those things. Okay. So this you should prepare, correct?
Mhm.
And apart from that, lifecycle hooks also you should
Yeah,
prepare.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah.
one last question. What is change detection? What it does exactly?
It is a mechanism which is Angular's own mechanism
Hmm.
to detect the look. What happens is when we declare a variable in our component
Hmm.
ES file and bind it to the HTML. So we have a reference to how do we know that if we change the component from one to two or anywhere
Hmm.
anything. So Angular has its own functionality to mm, check if the variable has been changed or not, so that it can render the changed version of the variable to the HTML. So Angular creates its own particular class for each and every component, and it uses the reference of those variables in that. So whenever we make a change in our variable,
Hmm.
it compares the previous version of that variable and the new version, and if it thinks there is a change, it would update the variable in the HTML. So that is how change detection works.
Okay. So, one more question. So, have you heard about on push or something? Means while using the chain detection.
Yeah, I heard about
Okay. And
it.
what is the use of it?
The thing is, we have two life cycle hooks related to the change detection. The one is ng check, and one is
Hmm.
on push.
Mm-hmm.
So ng check usually checks every time when we change something in our component. So uh, it returns a simple change method where we can check if the component has been changed or not, something like that. And write our own logic there. And ng do check is again a life cycle, and I think I haven't used that, but I'm sure that that is related to the change detection, obviously. So
Okay.
yeah, I haven't used that blue check till now. I have used the on sorry. I'm
Yep,
confused
that
about
is,
this.
yeah, yeah, that is fine. You can read about those, how to use and
No,
all.
no, sorry, must have confused in the name of those things. So I have
No,
used NG.
when to use. I meant to say when to
Yeah,
use
yeah, sorry.
those things. I mean,
Do check and
on
on
push
push.
and do. On push and default, not the do check. It is default. Okay. I think we have covered the related to the. Actually, I wanted to ask the question related to the framework, Angular framework, not the related to the service and all those things. So that is why I asked you most of the question related to the Angular.json. They're related to
Mm.
the your how to build application, how it look like in the DOM. So that for this reason, I asked you for the first question, what is DOM? So you can relate now how the Angular application loaded to the DOM. So that is why. Okay. So you have any question for me now?
Like how do I prepare those kind of?
So I think you should have to prepare more in JavaScript rather than Angular. Okay, because the JavaScript is the core thing for a front-end developer. So that is
Right,
expected
right,
from everyone as a UI developer. So if you are good in JavaScript, then you can write the TypeScript easily.
right.
So those things you have to make sure to work on because those will be needing for you.
So
Uh,
how do just I can read about all the things, but how do I? got to the point like where you asked me the interrelated questions like
Mm-hmm.
what is how spread operator used, then
Mm.
the deep copy, shallow copy, and all the.
Mm.
So, is there any material or something like that so that I can go through that and prepare for?
Material right now I don't have. I'm creating that material right now. So from TopMate only, I'll be pushing it to download as a sample resume I have added over there, kind of. But I'm not getting much time to create those things. But maybe I will create in a couple of months. So you can download from there as well. But right now you are on notice period, so not sure about it. But work
So
on the common questions, whatever I asked you, and the common question means that late, const, all those things.
yeah, I do know that. I prepared for those things.
So I asked you different questions instead of asking those.
That's what I am like. I want to check like if these things are asked or not, and how do I
Hmm.
go pop up with the things like when a person asks me a different question rather than the one I have prepared. So how
See,
do I
everyone will have the different question set, correct? So
exactly?
yeah, so
So
you cannot say that the this should be the question
no,
set
no.
and like that.
या मतलब मेरा मतलब यही था कि अगर कोई मुझसे इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन पूछे जो मैंने प्रिपेयर ही नहीं करे तो हाउ
हाँ,
हाउ आई वुड परफॉर्म इन
नहीं नहीं नहीं, आप
दिस
सीधा बोल दो
सिचुएशन.
ना, मुझे नहीं पता। हाँ, मतलब जो पता नहीं है ना, देखो, गलत आंसर देने से अच्छा ना देना अच्छा है ना। जैसे तुम गलत आंसर दे दोगे तो वो फिर आपको उसी में पकड़ लेगा कि नहीं, इसने गलत दिया तो इसको पूछते रहेगा, ऐसे क्यों वैसे क्यों। उससे अच्छा ना, पता नहीं है तो सीधा बोल दो कि मुझे नहीं पता है भाई, ये मैं पढ़ लूंगा।
और ऐसा इस सिचुएशन में कि आपको थोड़ा बहुत पता हो और बस पूरा नहीं
हाँ,
पता
मतलब
हो
आप बोल
जैसे.
सकते हो, मुझे ज़्यादा पता नहीं है, लेकिन मुझे जितना पता है मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ, वैसे काइंड ऑफ। तो वैसे जितना पता है उतना बता दो और उसको अभी समझने लेने दो, जितना आपको उसको क्या लग रहा है। अगर वो बोलेगा कि नहीं भाई मेरे को ये भी बता, वो भी बता, तो उस केस में फिर आपको बताना पड़ेगा। लेकिन जितना पता है उतना तो बता सकते हो ना, वो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
like, मेरे को स्प्रेड ऑपरेटर मुझे स्प्रेड ऑपरेटर वाला पता था बट कॉपी शैलो कॉपी वाला नहीं पता था
हाँ, क्यों,
तो
देखो यार,
फॉर
हम
एग्जाम्पल.
कोड लिखते हैं, ऑब्जेक्ट कॉपी करते रहते हैं इधर से उधर, ठीक है ना? तो लेकिन हम ध्यान नहीं देते कि कोड लिखते टाइम क्या है, कैसे है। ठीक है ना? तो उन चीज़ों पे ध्यान रखो, क्योंकि अभी अगर आप सीनियर डेवलपर एज़ अ सीनियर डेवलपर जाओगे ना, तो ये सब चीज़ें वो एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे ही तुमसे।
यस.
सो वो तुम थोड़ा-थोड़ा ध्यान रखना स्टार्ट करो अभी, तो तुमको ईज़ी रहेगा आगे जाके।
ओके.
ओके।
थैंक यू सो मच for this interview and all the things.
यस, नो प्रॉब्लम। आप मुझे ना इस पे पिंग कर सकते हो, इंस्टाग्राम पे कभी भी। तो अगर आपको कुछ क्वेश्चन है तो हम वहाँ पे बात कर सकते
Actually, I don't use Instagram.
हैं।
तो
मेल कर दो, मेल
uh,
कर दो,
मैं
मेल कर दो।
आईडी बनी हुई है बट
नहीं, नहीं,
थिंग
ठीक है
इज.
ना, मेल तो यूज़ कर रहे हो ना, मेल कर दो फिर, मेल पे मैं रिप्लाई कर दूँगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं।
थैंक यू अगेन,
ठीक है ना?
थैंक यू सो मच.
यस, ओके, चलो बाय-बाय।
बाय बाय.
यप,
हैव
यप,
अ नाइस डे.
यप, यप, बेस्ट ऑफ लक। बाय।